Hello. Welcome again to the channel where we learn to speak pidgin in 2 weeks. So make we talk pidgin. Let us speak pidgin. Just a quick language point on the let. So I've translated let's speak pidgin to make we talk pidgin. But it's not always that let gets translated into make. There are times when it becomes a leave. So let's say somebody is holding your hand. You say, I beg, leave my hand. Or you want to take leave of somebody and he's telling you a very, very, very interesting story. You go, Massa, I beg ya, leave me make a go ya. Yeah, we'll talk about the yeah later. Yeah kind of adds is the pimento in the sauce. Yeah, it's a nice pidgin. We've got loads of words we add in between at the end of words to give it kind of a nice feel. So you're asking the person to let you go, but you're begging the person, you're imploring them to let you go. So make we talk pidgin. And we're going to start today with the 5 W's. So let's dive right in. I'm sure most of you have heard about the 5 W's. It's used a lot in teaching journalism, but I think you can also use it in story writing. So every story, any event, anything that happens, any fictional or real, non-fictional event, you have to first say where it happened, what actually happened, where that thing happened, why it happened, who was involved, and why. Sometimes it becomes the 5 W's and how. So you have to add the how to it as well. I'll start with what. What is, I think it's the most interesting of the 5 W's because it actually translates into something which at first sight has nothing to do with the what in English, but it does. What usually means waiting. Waiting happen. And usually, I think, if anybody out there knows better, they can tell me, that it comes from the what thing in English. What thing happened. Since we don't do ed at the end to show the past tense, we just say, waiting happen. Waiting don't happen. What has happened? Waiting they happen. What is happening now? So if you say waiting day inside your box, what is inside your box? Waiting day inside your box. What's inside of the box? What's wrong with you? You hear that quite a lot. If especially in the market where people are fighting, or a policeman, you're giving lip back to a policeman, he goes, what's wrong with you? It's like, what's happening? I mean, it's like you're doing something which is not right. So waiting is usually, could be neutral, it could also be aggressive. Waiting they happen. What's going on? Waiting don't happen. There's also another variation where we use waiting. It actually means why. In Cameroon Pidgin, we say, for sake of waiting, them they fight. Why are they fighting? So waiting, even though it means what, can also mean why. For sake of waiting, you slap me. Why did you slap me? So waiting is what? Remember that waiting can also mean why. So let's move on to the next W. The next W is woo. Woo. That's an interesting one because we can still use the woo in pidgin, but there are variations to it. You can say, now which man tell you that one? Who told you that one? Now which man? So we've brought in the which there, which is kind of interesting to give an idea, because a which man, which one of those men, or which you might not know who the people are or see them. Now with that's using who means who is that? Who is there? So now who they here? Who is here? So day is a very interesting one. I don't know the origin, but I suspect it comes from, because when we greet people, we say, "How you day?" Some people argue that it comes from "How's your day?" How was your day? So how you day? How are you in the here and now? Of course, that's linked to what happened in the past. Other ways, like we mentioned the which man, you can say "Who day here?" or you say "Which man day here?" Now we picking that. Now we picking that. Whose child is that? So not that much variation from the English, except when you change it to which. Now who do this thing? Who did this thing? Now who cut down this tree? You can say, now which man cut down this tree? So similar thing, who, which. You use them depending on your particular language community, or just for variation. I'm sure there are equivalents in English for that. This is one of the words that pidgin I find most interesting. It's the where in English. Where I grew up, we say whose side. So which side? You can say which side, but we can say whose side. Whose side that motor they go? Where is that car going to? Whose side you they go? Where are you going? Whose side you come out? We're going to look at come out later. Where are you from? I think it just means from where did you come out of? I think come out is a shortening of come out. Whose side you come out? Which side you come out? There's different. If I say whose side you come out, it's like you're looking for a child and the child appears behind you all of a sudden. You go, whose side you come out? When you say which side you come out, it means like it's about your origin. So you've come into a place you don't know you say something which is a faux pas, something which people in that community do not say. You say, this man safe. Which side you come out? So it means like you better know if there's something somebody knows about everything in that community and you don't know. They say, which side you come out safe? So where can we use like that? So be careful when somebody says which side you come out and which side you come out. There's a slight nuance meaning to those two things. So where, which side? I didn't know how they say it in different. Maybe there's a different Ghanaian variation, but I'm sure if you go to Ghana and you say which side you come out, they would understand what you're saying. There are some interesting variations about where in Limba, where I grew up, we use where in a very funny way. Let's say I tell somebody, I hear say you sabi dance. I hear, it's like, since I hear that you know how to dance. Interesting, sabi, which is used in pidgin, comes from the word saber. Saber in Spanish, I think probably Portuguese as well. So we say sabi. Actually, once I was watching this film, I think it's the name of the Rose, with Sean Connery, and there was, it's about monks and old men worrying about the Bible and things like that. And there was an agnostic in there. And I think I watched it, and I was in Cameroon with pidgin speakers, and the agnostic, somebody asked him something, and he said, "Me no sabi," and everybody in the room erupted, said, those people are speaking pidgin. Me no sabi, a pidgin speaker would understand what you're talking about, because that's what we say. You can also say I don't know, but we use sabi. So back to the story. If you tell somebody that, oh, I hear you're a very good dancer. I hear say you sabi dance. The guy can say for where? that's that's very interesting. For where? It means that I don't know. It probably means where did you hear that? Also means come on, me dance. No way. So somebody says something like, "Oh, I hear say you get plenty of money. You have plenty of money." The guy said, "For where?" He's actually saying, "I haven't got plenty of money." So where is interesting, right? I think as we dive deeper into pidgin, we'll realize, we'll come and talk about how pidgins are very, very creative. It's a very poetic language. So we use the words and change the meaning to mean different things. But if you pay attention, you'll get it. It's for where, for which side. It's not really asking about a place. It will just mean that, nah, that doesn't happen anywhere. There's nowhere in this world. There's no way I would know how to speak pidgin. You sabi speak pidgin for where? Someone can ask you that if he wants to tell you don't know how to speak pidgin, if he talks to you sabi talk pidgin for where? So where is interesting like that. So let's move to the next W. You can come back and go over these slides again. But remember, it's a creative language. You can change it. You can, so long as you keep within the rules and people understand you, I think that's what matters. So now we move to the why of things. I've written that why is a bit problematic. I didn't know whether it's used much, but I think educated people would use it. So it's the same thing basically in English. You could say, it could just be why. Why you slap me? Why did you slap me? Why you slap me? Why you talk so? Why did you say so? But we can also use why for sake of waiting. I think I mentioned that earlier. Because of what? I think for sake it comes from for the sake of what? For sake of waiting. For the sake of what thing you slapped me? Why did you slap me? For sake of waiting you slapped me. So that's why I say why is problematic, because there's that for the sake of what. So sake is saker. There's actually a school in Limburg called Saker. It's a quite popular school. For Saker, which you slap me. So that's why I say why. Not too problematic, but you know that there are other ways of saying why. You don't have to use the word why. So why, simple why, but there's an interesting variation. And I think if somebody says, why you slap me, and the other person says, for sake of waiting, you slap me. The guy who says for sake of waiting has a better grasp of the language. So why, you can get along by just saying why all the time. But mix it up, jam it up, look for different ways of saying why. Okay, we're going to move to the next one. Now we move on to when. I mean, when we all know is related to time. So in pidgin, we can use when, but growing up, I probably never used the word when. I would say which time. So which is coming sneaking in there somewhere. Which time you go arrive? Which time you go reach? You go reach, arrive and reach. It's the same thing. Which time you go come? Which time you come? When did you come? Which time you go come? When will you come? So go is to denote the future. We haven't bothered about tenses. So which time you go come? Now when you come? When did you come? Now it is what time? It is. I remember I said in some other video that na means it is. Na means it is me. But I don't know how it translates here, but now which time you come? Which time you tell you so? When did he tell you that? Now which time you reach Kumba? Which time you got to Kumba? Now which time you go reach Kumba? Now which time you go go doddle. So you go, it's you will. So it's I think it's the same thing as the word to go in the future. So that's when. If you want to sound really cool in pidgin, don't say when you go come. Say which time you go come. Use which time. It tells them that this guy is this person speaking pidgin knows the ins and outs of pidgin. So I don't know when we go finish this video. I don't know when we're going to finish it, but I think we'll go finish on small time. Small time is soon. So never use soon, say small time. So let's move on to the next why, and I think it will be how. So remember we said we were talking about the 5 W's and a how and an H. It's in pidgin you can get by with just how, using the word how. But I mentioned somewhere else that those diphthongs, those people would say ha. How you do How did you do it? When you say how you do you will be understood. Remember, language is about communicating. But if you want to sound really, really badass pidgin speaker, you say ha. How you go plant tree? How do you plant a tree? Make I show you how for plant tree. Make I show you how for plant tree. Let me show you how to plant a tree. So how is just how. How you day. How you day. It says just asking somebody how they are. Day is just like being. I said earlier, I'm not very sure about that, so don't quote me. That probably comes from those English colonials going around. How was your day? And I say turn it to how your day. So how for do something. How to do something. For is a very interesting word as well. You have to master this the usage in pidgin. We'll come back to that. So in English, in pidgin we don't say to go or to fight. We use for instead. So I'm going to fight. You say I did go for fight, or I did go fight. So times when you leave out the for. To, I know the definition of a verb is something you can put to in front of it. To drink, to dance, to laugh, to cry. In pidgin, we say for live, for die, for cry, for laugh. I think we've come to the end of our W's. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave comments in the comment section. And if there's any clarifications, anything, if there are things you want me to talk more about, I'll be much obliged. And thanks a lot. Very, very many thanks. Okay, bye.